Singapore is the most beautiful city to travel, and that is the reason why I already did a full travel guide about Singapore and also a whole video about the costs when traveling Singapore. But here are things that you should definitely know before coming here. They will make your stay definitely a lot easier and are just a little bit different than from other destinations. Stay till the end because I will show you tricks for transportation, how to save money on sightseeing, and why Singapore is called the city of finds. But let's start with the Singapore entry requirements. You need to have a passport that is valid at least 6 months, but that is usually for every country. You need to fill out your Singapore arrival card. You either do it with the website of the official government, which is called ica.gov.sg, or you do it in the My ICA app. These are just some basic questions, but you need to fill them out before you arrive. You also need to have an onward ticket to your next destination. If you don't have one yet, you can just lend one out on multiple onward ticket sites. You need to look up if your country is required to apply for a visa. A lot of countries can just enter for 90 days without a visa, but in case you need one, you can just apply on their website. And for sure, you need to be aware of their custom declarations, but 3 things that are a bit uncommon is that you're not allowed to bring any cigarettes, vapes, or even chewing gums. My number 1 recommendation in Singapore is always doing a big bus tour. In that way you can see the whole city and all of the sightseeing within 2 to 3 hours and have everything just from the comfort of a bus seat. You get driven around. They have 2 lines for in total $45 for 1 day. And then you can see the yellow line, which is more an iconic sightseeing line, and also the red line, which is more a cultural sightseeing line, and both of them are really nice. Just make sure to get in at the first stop that you get a nice seat. But now let's dive in with the transportation system. The transportation system in Singapore is really good. They have MRTs, which is the subway. They also have a lot of buses, and everything is just so fast. It's really cheap and convenient and basically everywhere. And you can look all of the connections up on the app Moovit. You can just type in your actual location and where you want to go, and they just tell you the nearest station where you need to get in the station, and especially how much you will pay for that. Also, when you take the public transportation, you just tap your credit card or your Apple Pay at the beginning of the train station or bus to the scanner, and then when you leave it, you tap it again, and they will automatically calculate what you need to pay and deduct it from your credit card. You can also use Gojek or Grab, which is the taxi app in Singapore, which is a bit more expensive than just using the public transportation, but it can make sense if you want to go from the airport to your hotel. You will be just much faster. If you want to get on top of the famous Marina Bay Sands hotel, there are basically 3 ways that get you up there. The first one is just to buy a ticket to the observation platform for $20, and you need to reserve a time slot. The second one is to get on top of a rooftop restaurant and bar. You also have minimum spend there, $20 per person, and often you need to wait quite long in the line to get a table or just a seat at the bar to drink a cocktail. And the third is by far the most expensive. That means you need to stay 1 night in the Marina Bay Sands hotel for around $800 per night, and then you can get access to the infinity pool that is only for the hotel guests. Quick break from the video because I'm so excited to share that I just finished my first ultimate Singapore travel guide. This guide has all my knowledge, travel tips, hacks, and much more combined and is everything that you need to travel your perfect Singapore vacation. You get infos on visas, health insurance, transportation, where to stay, the must-see attractions, and much more, all prices included. Plus, I added a 3-day and 7-day sample itinerary that you can just copy and paste so you don't have to plan anything at all. You will also get a complete budget plan, and all of this will save you hours and days of research. So click the first link in the description to check it out, and the first 10 people will get a 15% discount with the code attached. Thank you very much for your support, so let's jump back into the video. Now to the food. There are basically two options. The first one is the hawker center or food center. They are just big food halls where you have a lot of public tables, and then you have a lot of small food stalls on the side where you get quite cheap food and really fast, and then you can just choppy your table. That means you lay something on the table and with that you reserve it. Just put something that is not really valuable. Even though it's a safe city, I wouldn't just leave my phone or my wallet on there. You can just leave, for example, some tissues or a fork or whatever there, and then your seat is reserved. You can go into restaurants, but they are quite expensive, so you will probably have a lot of your meal in some hawker centers. The hawker center that I like the most is Lau Pa Sat, which is a bit more touristy. You could even pay everything by card and it just looks really beautiful. If you want to save a lot of money on attractions and sightseeing, you can use something that is called Explorer or Sightseeing Pass. And this means that you buy on a website a pass for 2 to 7 attractions out of over 50, for example, and then you can use all of them. It can save you up to 50% of all of the attractions, but it always depends on which attractions you're really doing, and also you have to decide upfront how many attractions you want to do. I didn't bought one myself because we didn't really do much expensive attractions, but if you want to do a lot, it can make sense. If you like the value that you're getting out of this video so far, please help me out, like and subscribe to help this channel grow and not miss out on any future videos. For the stays, you could either stay in a capsule, that means you're just having your mattress in a room shared with others. You can take a hotel that is in the mid-range, for example the Mercure Icon Hotel that I stayed in. It's around $146 a night for 2 person, or you can even stay in more luxury hotels, for example the Fullerton Hotel, Raffles Hotel, or even the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, which is quite expensive but the only way to get access to the famous infinity rooftop pool. Singapore is so empty of people and tourists. I don't know why. We were there especially over the New Year's Eve time, and the whole city was so empty. We didn't saw a lot of people. When you think about a big city that's also very touristy, when you compare to other cities, they would have been full if they were so beautiful as Singapore. I don't really know why, but there are some exceptions. For example, if you want to do the big bus tour, I advise you to start with the first bus stop, because some people at the 5th or 6th bus stop couldn't even get in, or you don't get the nice seats anymore. But in general, the city was super empty and it was really weird sometimes to see so less people. And the last thing, Singapore is called the city of fines because they have a lot of strict rules in some aspects. For example, you're only allowed to smoke in specific areas in the public. You're not allowed to drink alcohol in public from 10:30 p.m. You're also not allowed to have chewing gum or vapes at all. And you're not allowed to even drink water or eat anything at all in the train stations or in general in the public transport. I hope this video gave you a really good insight of things to know in Singapore. If you got something that I maybe missed out, let me know in the comments. And now, thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and I will see you in one of my next videos where I show you the most beautiful places on earth.